I'm delighted to help celebrate the 20th anniversary of Dean Steve Thomason's ordination.
We're coming to you from our sunny venue here to congratulate Dean Steve Thomason on 20 years of ordination. It's just hard to believe 20 years has passed. I mean, a lot of you all know that he was a physician before that, and that requires quite a few years of training and other things. And he practiced that vocation in a wonderful, dedicated way before he became a priest. So I have to believe he went to medical school at about age 12.
This is Dawn Howe.
And Otis Howe.
Wanting to wish you greetings on the 20th anniversary of your ordination, an event that neither of us will ever forget.
I think we first met when you were a junior in high school, and we began to help with EYC at Trinity. And Kathy was a senior, so that's been 40 years.
I suspect it was a combination of divine inspiration, fate, and plain old chemistry that brought Kathy and Steve together as high school students. But what a blessing their marriage and partnership has been for our community.
I was the chair of the call committee that brought Steve to Seattle in 2012 from Arkansas. We needed someone who was a faithful visionary and a spiritual guide.
The thing that comes to mind when I think of you, Steve, is your steady, careful perseverance in building a community of faith.
And he's never wavered in terms of his faith and his prayer life and his spiritual presence.
Steve made an immediate impression on me during the first service I attended at St. Mark's. I initially came for the music, but I was very uncertain that I would fit in otherwise. But then I heard Steve say, "Wherever you are on your journey of faith, you are welcome here. You are welcome at God's table." I felt immediately seen and radically welcomed, and I have felt at home here ever since.
Steve is a great listener, a person that meets you where you're at and accepts that.
You told me once that you always tried to put a hand on a hand or a hand on a shoulder, and just because you felt like that God worked through you, through that touch, to help people feel God's love and His healing presence.
Being a rector is a really hard job. The expectations of parishioners are high, varied, and often inconsistent. Steve has avoided much of that by putting prayer, learning, and community at the center of his ministry. But it's also true that Steve has a breadth and depth that allows him to be an extraordinary dean.
Steve draws people in, meets them where they are, and allows their faith to unfold naturally, all while teaching and managing a cathedral platform where all of this can take place.
He's a great pastor. He is somebody that I would say is self-effacing in the sense that he's a very wise person, but he's a learner and a listener. I think that that's a vital attribute to have if you're going to pastor people and be a priest, and I think he's always been good at that. He's been good at that for me.
Steve has taught us how to be in community. When Steve eventually retires, St. Mark's will continue to flourish because Steve has taught us how to be a strong parish.
Steve and Kathy, may you continue to be sustained by His grace, and your life in God's service is always filled with joy.
We've been really close and really happy to be connected to one another in our friendship, our family, our ministries, our lives for 40 years, our children's lives. We've been very connected. So it's been a blessing to work together as the four of us being a lay couple when we started, and then both of the spouses becoming ordained later. So we've gotten to see quite a bit of ministry, and it's been a lovely thing. It's been a wonderful thing.
But we want to wish you all the best in the future, and we hope to see you soon.
So Steve, congratulations on your 20th anniversary in ministry. And thank you for all that you have done and continue to do for St. Mark's Cathedral and its community.
Carol and I want to share our thanks for the ministry of Steve and Kathy at St. Mark's since 2012. and our best wishes for their years in ministry to come.
Steve, we love you. Kathy, we love you. St. Mark's, we love you.
We love you.
Happy anniversary, and I'm very grateful you're the Dean of St. Mark's Cathedral.